Good afternoon, Nick Brandon from Tecwork here. I thought today I'd just do a video on some of the remote monitoring and management services that we provide for our customers when they're an IT or telecoms customer. Um, this is all stuff that's basic practice, best practice in the IT industry, but a lot of our competitors, I don't believe, offer these services, and in fact, I know that quite a few don't. Quite a few don't offer them across the whole portfolio, including the phone system, and some of them may charge quite a lot extra for providing these services. So I just thought I'd talk about these. So what is remote monitoring and management, or also known as RMM? Well, it's basically setting up your IT and telecoms setup with software and services which gives us and or you alerts on certain things that are happening within your IT and telecom setup. So we don't think suppliers do enough of this, and we like to add value to our customers by offering a really comprehensive service on this, and I think a lot of our customers find it really beneficial because it just gives them extra notice, and it tells people what's happening with their services often before they even know that anything is untoward or gone wrong. So we're just going to talk about IT first. So we can provide server and PC monitoring. If a server stops working or if a PC stops working, we get an alert that comes into our ticketing system, so we can do something about it often before it happens. We can monitor performance levels and set thresholds on things like CPUs and processors, RAM, temperatures, performance, disk spaces, etc. And when a monitored service reaches a certain threshold, we get an alert which allows us to rectify the issue or let the customer know there's likely to be an issue soon and give them some choices as to how to resolve it. And part of that is we can also do comprehensive network scans of all the IT assets within your computer network. A really good one also is internet connection monitoring. So if we provide your internet connection, we set up alerts on your router so that if the connection goes down, regardless of what type of connection it is, we get an alert. We get another alert when service is resumed. So for obvious reasons, this is really useful. The same can be done with Wi-Fi access points, and that can tell you that there's perhaps some power issues on your site, or it can tell you that somebody's unplugged a device by mistake, which means that you're going to have coverage issues for that area. We can also monitor critical elements of your IT network, such as Sage services and Microsoft Exchange, various applications. And something else we can do is set up automation for various things to remove time-consuming tasks that would normally take an IT maintainer or a telecoms provider extra time in terms of human intervention. Similarly, on the telecom side, we can do a lot of monitoring on that side as well, particularly for phone systems where they're VoIP systems that we're hosting on either a premises-based server or hosted cloud-based server. We often don't get this kind of level of alerts and management on off-the-shelf systems. So when I'm talking about these, I'm predominantly talking about phone systems such as our 3CX offering. So if your phone system service fails, we get an immediate alert of when there's some kind of failure, and that can tell us all sorts of things, like if there are network failures, DNS issues, or IP blacklists. We can also get alerts of when your lines fail. Basically, most of the time people's lines are SIP trunks or SIP channels, so if your SIP trunk or SIP channel has an issue, we will get an alert about it, and we'll probably know before you do, so we can go in and investigate. We can also get an alert on various things on your phone system, such as your line, call and license capacity. So if you reach a certain threshold, if you're getting near capacity, we can know about it instantly, and we can have a conversation about whether we should increase your capacity of any element that's affected. And this is also beneficial when you first have a phone system for the first time, because it means you can start small and then you can add extra capacity and resource as you need to. Quite often we find when people move phone systems and upgrade, we ask them how many calls they make, how many users they have online making calls at any one time. The vast majority of people don't actually know, because they've never had the complexity of product to be able to tell them, so they've never measured it. So that's quite good. It's a good way of saving money rather than buying too much. We also get an alert if somebody rings a destination that's call barred. So somebody calls I don't know, out of Mongolia, we'll get told who's made the call, who's tried to make it, when they made it, what the destination is, and then we can go to the customer and say, is this maybe something that you should know about? Is somebody trying to make expensive calls which they shouldn't be, or is it actually a particular user that makes international calls to Outer Mongolia, for example, that needs to have that facility? A really good one is also when somebody calls the emergency services. So if somebody has to dial 999, we get told about it, you get told about it, we get told the user's name so you can locate them instantly, maybe go and find out what's happened. It could be a lifesaver. It really could be a good way of looking after your people, your staff, preventing productivity from dropping, but it's basically alerting you and us that there's an emergency, which is probably quicker than it would be if they manually had to then deal with the emergency and then tell you, the management team that's involved. We can also get told about when somebody is trying to hack into your service, and when somebody logs into your management dashboard. So it could be somebody's logged in, made some changes, left their PC on, somebody else has sat down, created a new user, and then wants to maybe use that fraudulently to make calls at home, using your system, for example. Just an example. We get told about software releases when they're available, and any creation of new users as well, which is something that maybe you would want to know about. So all of that stuff comes as standard with what we do for our customers. I dare say that if you go out and check all of these things, your IT or telecoms provider is not providing all of these or any of these in some cases. So if you want that value added level of complexity and being able to measure what's actually going on, preventing issues, dealing with issues quickly, then that's something that we can do. And I'll be very happy to have a chat with anyone that wants that kind of value added measuring, monitoring and management of their systems. So please do give us a call, 01892 578 666, or email us at helpme@tecwork.co.uk, or have a look on our website, which is tecwork.co.uk. Thank you very much. Hope that's been helpful, and give us a call. Thank you.